Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Good Morning with me, Misti B. How are you, my beautiful people? I hope that you guys are doing absolutely amazing. Now, today we are going to talk about the secrets of entrepreneurship. So this is for my potential entrepreneurs, I kind of sort of want to be an entrepreneur, my mompreneurs and my solopreneurs and anythingpreneur. I have in the studio today with me, Miss Stephanie Coleman, and she is the owner and publisher of Trade Magazine. She's going to tell you guys about some secrets, okay? So stay tuned because we're going to be right back after this break. See you guys in just a second.
Move up at Ron Carter Cadillac. Drive the new 2021 Cadillac XT4 Luxury Collection for only $319 a month. The new 2021 Cadillac XT5 Luxury Collection for only $399 a month, both for 39 months lease with just $1 down. Or purchase either and enjoy 1.9% APR for 60 months plus bonus cash. Gulf Freeway, just 2 minutes south of the Beltway.
Shop smarter when you shop Ron Carter. RonCarterCadillac.com.
My prenatal promise is to make sure my baby is safe and healthy, because I know it is possible to acquire syphilis, HIV, or other STDs without knowing it. Getting tested is my very first chance to protect my baby. Doctors are required to give expectant mothers 3 separate tests for syphilis. If you're pregnant, ask your doctor if you're being tested properly for syphilis and other STDs. Congenital syphilis can lead to a miscarriage, stillbirth, or an infant death. Don't risk your baby's health. To find out more, visit myprenatalpromise.com.
Welcome back, my beautiful love bugs. Today in the studio, I have Miss Stephanie Coleman with me, and she is the owner and publisher of Trade Magazine. She's an entrepreneur, a mompreneur, but she goes by the Disruptor. Stephanie, okay, now I gotta ask you, the Disruptor, what does that mean?
Well, you know, it's interesting. So my background is marketing and communication, and in order for us to make a difference and to really be noticed as marketing, you can't be the same that you walked out of. So it's disruptive to those who you challenge to change how they see things, how they do things, how they see themselves, and how they do things for themselves. So it's a very disruptive regrowth and disruptive branding, but when you walk out on the other side. So when I walk in and people want to work with me, I say, well, it's going to be a bit disruptive because I am a disruptor. So that's where it came from.
Oh, you know, my background is corporate marketing as well.
Ah, yes, okay.
Oh, but I like that because you can't be, it's about consistency, right? Marketing is consistent, but you need to stand out. I told a guy the other day, hey, we have 8 seconds, honey, to grab these people's attention. So what are you going to do? Now, talk to me about Trade Magazine. How did you birth that? What's the story behind it?
It's really funny. So I was born and raised in Houston, went to New York City to do marketing and advertising and really kind of find my way there. Life happened. I came back to Third Ward. My dad was there, life was there, and I didn't know what happened from when I left. The community had really transformed for better and worse on some ways. It's complicated when you look at it and you say, well, I can see the progress, but I can see how it disrupted the community's continuity. So I said, well, let's revisit Third Ward. What is it that makes it unique? And if I could market T-shirts and rocks and concerts and pets, then why can't we remarket our community? Why can't we rebrand self? And so Trey, which is a sort of local nickname for Third Ward, was born out of that, a chance for the community to tell its story its way instead of the media's version.
I like that. Like the community speak. So I live in Third Ward.
Oh, look at you, good people.
And yesterday I went to the new George Floyd, like the memorial.
Yes.
Have you seen it?
I have not seen it in person yet.
I'm gonna be very honest. I was not able to get out of the car.
Yeah.
Because the energy for me was very overwhelming, and I was like, okay, I do not like want to break down in the middle of this. But I like that you said that, let the community, let's tell our story.
Right.
Why are we letting someone else control our narrative?
Right.
So I love that that's what you do with the magazine.
Yes, and that's why it's always so wonderfully connected, because there are third wards and trays all over the planet. And we connect and we live and we travel and we're everywhere. So how do we take that tray as a microcosm of other trays and other places we travel and live, and just amplify our voice?
I like that. Look at you.
Yeah, we're trying.
Okay, now let's talk entrepreneur to entrepreneur.
Yes.
Whew, let me sip my tea. One moment. No, I'm joking. So, one of the things, what you were talking about, the myths of entrepreneurship.
Yes.
What are some myths?
Well, it's very interesting. So the concept of the myth of entrepreneurship is not exclusively mine. There's a book that I should have read decades ago, and I recommend it to everyone. It's called The E-Myth.
Okay.
And it really does.
The E-Myth?
The E-Myth.
Okay.
So it's like the entrepreneurship myth. If you're a great baker, should you open a bakery? You're not baking anymore. You're managing a bakery. You're doing paperwork and admin work and staffing. And so to really revisit what you're getting into entrepreneurship for was very sobering, to finally go down that path, because I have talent, you have talent, we have passion, we have gifts. Let's make that happen. Yeah, let's make payroll.
Right.
Let's get insurance.
Yes.
Let's make sure that we can balance being in relationship with ourselves, our family, our other community obligations. And that doesn't really happen when we're talking about entrepreneurship. So we often hit these walls because you have your talent, but how do you put that talent with picking up your kid at 3 o'clock? How do you put that talent with keeping a healthy relationship? How do you put that talent with all of the other, just exercising? And I think that for me are some, those are some of the myths that we just don't get a chance. And then the myth of being as a woman of color, all of those narratives that might play out on social media one way.
Just let's tell the whole truth. So can I share a vulnerable moment with you?
Yes.
So mine is, what I tell people, it's not for everybody. It really isn't, and that's okay.
It is not.
It's like you said, if you're great at baking cakes, honey, bake those cakes on the weekend. Keep that insurance, that health insurance. That's probably costing you much less than it's costing entrepreneurs. But for me, I can honestly say, it's about finding that balance. So when you do have a job, you have to report at 9, you get the clock off at 5. That's not how this works, right? And I'm not that person who believes I have to work 16 hours to make a lot of money. I do not subscribe to that. I refuse to subscribe to that.
Bravo you.
But being able to create a serious time management schedule. Okay, at 6 a.m. I know I need to be up because I need to be ready to be on TV by 9 a.m., et cetera, et cetera. And being disciplined. That's the word that I think potential entrepreneurs may not hear a lot. This comes with discipline.
It does.
Because if we don't work, we don't eat.
You are living that life.
I'm sorry, I kind of took over. I'm sorry, go ahead.
But I think that is the part that people don't realize. If you don't work, cash the check, buy the dish, cook the dish, and make the plate, like, you have to do all of that to eat every week, every day. So if trends happen, if COVID comes, if COVID goes away, you're not just on payroll. You're not wondering if it's coming. It must come. It has to come. This is what you've built your life on. Your family depends on it to come. And so how do you really make peace with that? This is what you want to do? No, I want to wonder every day what's coming. That's what I want.
Well, it's true. And then I think also we talk a lot about delegating as an entrepreneur. So being able to delegate what you can delegate. Okay, what was that face about?
Because delegating is a whole science in itself. One, you have to know what's your lane. Two, you can't give away a lane. You can give leadership on that lane, but I can't just say, I don't know, do my payroll, and I don't check. You have to still stay connected to that process. What does that look like? And how do you still get sleep? And how do you balance trust? And even to trust that you pick the right person, or to know I picked the right person, but they're no longer the right person. How do I release them and keep moving, right? That is...
Now that's a word, because just because they're right for you in this season doesn't mean they'll be right for you in the next season. I think that's everything in life.
The evolving part of entrepreneurship. You almost have to watch the Animal Channel.
Come on, break it down, Animal Channel.
This is how we're going. Today we're hunting, tomorrow we're resting, next season we're migrating. Like, you really are a part of watching the trends, following the trends, seeing where you really are this season. I think it takes a lot, but once you begin to get your rhythm, it's hard to walk away from it because there is that control over your destiny that way.
Girl, I'm so tired. Y'all can control it. I don't want to. I surrender. I'm serious.
It's a lot.
So one of my things, if I can share with you, so like you said, being you have someone that does your books, right? So I have a CPA.
Yes.
But making sure I'm responsible for uploading those receipts and keeping those receipts.
Yes.
I have something on my calendar that I put Receipt Fridays. Ask me how many times have I done it?
It's a full-time job.
I have yet to literally sit down and do Receipt Fridays.
Well, if we can have a moment, I just called someone in that's a family member, and I said, you know what I need? I need you to do my receipts. I just can't do it. It's too tedious, it's too time consuming, but it's essential. So that was one of those things for me that was like a breaking point.
Yes.
I'm not gonna do these receipts.
we're gonna keep this topic going. Guys, we're going to be right back after this break.
Up at Ron Carter Cadillac with the new 2021 XT6 luxury collection with standard third row seating for just $459 a month for 39-month lease with only $1 down, or purchase and receive 1.9% APR for 60 months plus $2,500 bonus cash. Gulf Freeway just 2 minutes south of the Beltway. Test drive the new 2021 Escalade today at Ron Carter Cadillac.
Smarter when you shop Ron Carter. RonCarterCadillac.com.
I'm a part of the Prenatal Care Club now, taking all my STD tests.
Did you know your doctor's required by law to test you 3 times for syphilis and HIV?
Yes, my husband and I are making sure I get all 3 tests.
Good. Testing is the key to preventing congenital syphilis.
And good prenatal care is your first labor of love.
Glad to hear your husband is so involved.
Thank you. Yes, taking all my STD tests for syphilis is important to both of us. My prenatal promise is to prevent a stillbirth or miscarriage. To find out more, visit myprenatalpromise.com.
Welcome back, my beautiful love bugs. I am still here with Miss Stephanie Coleman, the honor. Stephanie, I'm giving you a new name. The owner and publisher of Trade Magazine. Now, Stephanie.
Yes.
As an entrepreneur.
Yes.
A mompreneur and the disruptor.
I
have to say it, I know. How, like seriously, mental health, right? So we focus on our physical health. We'll go run, we'll go walk, we'll get a personal trainer.
Yes.
What are you doing for your mental health?
Well, as you know, as we talk about delegating and really creating a timeline for yourself. Well, when you work for a company, they give you a schedule. Mondays we have executive meetings. Tuesday we do this. Thursday is team building Thursdays, or whatever they do. I think it's most important for us as individuals who now are the machine that need to create that you have to create that space for yourself to really know that, you know, in the mornings are my morning times. In the afternoon, that's where I really need to decompress and to find your own balance and stuff. I'm an early riser. So
what time?
I'm 4:35 in the morning, but I fade by 9. So like I'm totally useless in the evening. But that's my quiet space. Like I'm with the birds, I'm with the sun rising. Like I can really sort of be grounded. And then by the time the day hits, I know what my day is supposed to be like.
I love that.
Because they're coming in with what their agenda is for me to do on their day. And you have to kind of know, well, that fits into my schedule this way. Relationship. I mean, I was married before I started the publication. So how do you balance your role and commitment as a partner to someone, as a mother, as a PTA support group? How do you really put that all together if you didn't take that hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, whatever you need, once a day, once a week, to find out your own rhythm, because you get lost in that.
You know, I saw something on social media recently, someone that I follow, really prominent here, and I was like, this is the wrong message to be sending. And she was saying it was just Wednesday, and she had already accomplished this and did this and did that and did that. And I was like, that is this grinding.
Yeah.
I have a, you know what,
Yeah.
the screensaver on my phone. Let me see if I can get it right. It says, grace can take me places that hustling will not.
Oh, I love
I refuse.
that.
Because I think I was that person before, and I always tell people I refuse. I'm not hustling backwards anymore.
No,
I'm absolutely not doing that.
No.
If that's what you subscribe to, I think you go ahead and have at it. I'm not doing it.
Well, and that's corporate good math, right? So the job is, if I pay you for 8 hours, I need you to do as much as you can in 1 hour. But when you walk out as an entrepreneur, you can't be on that same assembly line energy. You're not passing.
You're not
off,
a robot.
You're not a robot.
And first of all, you don't have a job description. Let's start there. That was one of my big moments. Like, what do I do today? You don't, like, seriously, when you have a job, you know what to do.
Right.
When you're an entrepreneur, you do everything. So what do I focus on today?
Yeah, absolutely.
Kind of like your point with the Animal Channel.
Yeah.
Like
I hunt today and I sleep tomorrow. Like but that is a very important piece. Like, what do you do and how do you pace it? And the other part is when we follow what we think someone's journey is, they're following what they were told. And then when they burn out and they cut off social media for 3 weeks and no one knows where they are, and they delete okay, so you follow them right off a cliff. You didn't know, they didn't know what was, but if you wake up and you do you, you know your own pace. You can't be a cheetah if you're a lion. You can't be a lion if you're a giraffe. Like,
because there's no one size fits all. It's not a universal answer. And I like what you said about it's something about knowing who you are.
Right.
And I think I was just sharing this earlier. I think that we have so many societal constructs.
Yeah.
And then even stuff that we've learned from our families.
Yeah.
And so learning not even to redefine yourself, but who am I really? Do I really believe this?
Right.
Do I really want to do this?
That's the bigger question. Even if I believe it, do I want to do it? And I can say, even from a Black Girl Magic energy, in some ways that's positive. And the other ways it's not really magic. It's waking up at the crack of dawn. It's really sort of staying late. It's trying to find that balance between grinding and then making it look like it came together. It's not magic. It's work, and it needs to be acknowledged and respected and nurtured, and you get rest from that work, and you get a break, and you're not always on to the next. Like, how many wonderful things have you done, or even your viewers done, where they stop and they celebrate that?
You know, let me tell you this story. I'm full of stories. I really am. But I remember, so my business just literally took off last year, 2020. I launched that bad boy in 2018. It didn't do a doggone thing. And but I officially launched it in 2018, but I was working behind the scenes on it in 2016. Yeah. And I remember a guy I was dating at the time, and I remember him saying to me, I know for sure one day you're going to take off. And he said, watch. When you take off, everyone's going to think it just happened all of a sudden. Yeah. He's like, no one's going to see the nights that you were crying. And honey, let me be clear. I cried up underneath the bed. Right. I didn't just get in the
shoulders and everything.
I always say that. I was like, because some days I really felt so defeated. Right. And I think that's let me say this. I try to be very transparent. Yeah. Not to discourage people, but let me tell you, this did not happen. Overnight for me. No. And I'm okay with sharing that, because some people I know did have rapid success. Yeah. That's just not my story.
No. And I'm with you. Like, I was the same, even recently. Like, you're just like, because you're on uncharted territory. So it's not like you can always go to someone and say, so how do you do this marketing program? You are the one who is creating the answer to how they do the marketing program. So that's hard when you're the blueprint. When people ask me, well, Stephanie, you have a template? No, I make the template. Yeah. So where does that fuel keep coming from to invent for other people's use and tools? So I think it is honest to say it gets a little heavy. And that's why I think that mental health and that peer circle is so super important.
I do a mental health check-in. It's literally on my calendar. And let me tell you where that started from. Because I noticed I would get up every morning, Stephanie. I am a people person. And I am a person who asks, how are you? And I genuinely ask. And so one day it just dawned on me. I was like texting everybody, how are you? How are you? And my spirit was like, but you didn't ask yourself how you were doing.
That was a good reset.
I was like, ooh. So I literally have it on my calendar. How are you feeling this morning? And I have to be, okay, don't laugh. My therapist, honey, have you ever heard of an emotional wheel chart?
Yes.
Okay, so my therapist made sure. So I literally go to the wheel chart. But how am I really feeling? Because if I can't be vulnerable with myself, how can I be honest with you?
Well, I'm so glad you said that, because I think that's really important. And that's really what's helped me through. I think we need a therapist to want to unlock our past and our journey. Even, you know, and I'll sort of share with you, when I went through and I was trying to build out the business and restructure, they said, well, you're managing your company like your family birth order. And I was like, oh, wait.
Wait, like you're a family who?
Your birth order. So if you're an older sibling, you were given certain responsibilities.
Right.
If you're a younger sibling, well, when you create your company, you sort of can rebuild that dynamic into it that you're familiar with. And so to have therapists and financial advisors and CPAs and people who can help you do best practices and not like familiar practices, and reset your behavior to be what's best for the business, not just what you know how to do, right?
Right.
Like, and how do you grow out of that?
Because that Jill of all trades, that Jack of all trades. Well, you know, we are out of time, but I thank you so much for coming in and talking with me today.
Pleasure. I'm so glad and so proud of you.
Thank you. I received that. Thank you.
Yes.
Ladies and gents, we'll be right back after this break.
Move up at Ron Carter Cadillac. Drive the new 2021 Cadillac XT4 Luxury Collection for only $319 a month. The new 2021 Cadillac XT5 Luxury Collection for only $399 a month, both for 39 months lease with just $1 down. Or purchase either and enjoy 1.9% APR for 60 months plus bonus cash. Gulf Freeway, just 2 minutes south of the Beltway.
Shop smarter when you shop Ron Carter. RonCarterCadillac.com.
My prenatal promise is to make sure my baby is safe and healthy, because I know it is possible to acquire syphilis, HIV, or other STDs without knowing it. Getting tested is my very first chance to protect my baby. Doctors are required to give expectant mothers 3 separate tests for syphilis. If you're pregnant, ask your doctor if you're being tested properly for syphilis and other STDs. Congenital syphilis can lead to a miscarriage, stillbirth, or an infant death. Don't risk your baby's health. To find out more, visit myprenatalpromise.com.
Welcome back, my love bugs. Do you guys have any idea why I call you beautiful people? The truth is, I think that every single person is literally beautiful just as they are. You were created to be you. So make sure that every single day you're showing up as your authentic self and being the beautiful version of yourself. No one else can be you. No one else can be Misti B but me. So make sure that you're being you. Now that I've said that, you know, dreaming out loud is more than just going after a dream. And I don't believe in chasing a dream, because think about it. Anything you ever chase, it always runs from you. But a big part of it is mental health check-ins. So how are you checking in with yourself? No matter what your dream is, what are you doing? Do you see a therapist? Do you have a girlfriend or a guy friend that you can talk to and they can literally give you some honest advice? And make sure even with that, when you're talking to someone, ask them before, do you have the mental capacity to talk to me about some issues today? And that's a big lesson that I had to learn. And I'm so grateful for my best friend. He taught me that some people are just not emotionally or mentally available every single day to hear every single thing that you may need to get off your chest. That does not make them a bad friend. That means they're being honest about their mental health. So you need to make sure that you're being honest about yours. I know this is not something that we talk about in our community a lot, but it's important. So make sure that you're taking care of your spiritual health, your physical health, but the mental health. That's really, really important, because if you're healthy spiritually and mentally, I promise you the physical will definitely come. Thank you guys, as always, for tuning in to the station with me. I love talking to you guys. Make sure, I know, do you guys want to talk back to me? Because I want to hear from you. So if you want to talk back to me, leave us a topic or anything you want to talk about on social at American Star TV. That's on Facebook and on Instagram. And you can always email in at info@americanstartv.com. I look forward to seeing you guys next time. Bye-bye.